KP, a crushing defeat. How are you feeling?
Pretty disappointed. We didn't pull any punches in the first half. We fairly ill-disciplined, put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and Blackheath, they took their opportunities and they took the points. And it made it a very uphill battle in that second half.
You mentioned the first half, I think we're 24-5 down. Is that where we lost it, you think, in that first half?
Well, they scored most of their points in the first half, so yeah, it would be. It's just lack of ill decision, playing into a wind, and really we didn't have much momentum.
Blackheath seemed massively motivated today, obviously fighting for survival. Do you think we managed to match that intensity?
We did in the second half. We didn't turn up in the first half. We didn't pull any punches. We weren't together as a group. The group weren't doing as they were told on how to play the game. And it was disappointing. They came out the second half and we started to play rugby as we know we can, and we got some scores back. And you could have said, could we have edged it at the end? Maybe if one or two things had gone our way, but we shouldn't be putting ourselves in that position.
Is there some consolation that we managed to come away with 2 points today?
Well, look, I'll say in any league campaign you've got to take points out of games, whichever ones you might win or lose. So we've got 2 points, it's the most we could get out of it. So we'll take that, we'll lick our wounds, and we'll look at Caldy next week.
Yeah, you mentioned Caldy. Would you say that's a must-win now?
Everything's must-win. Today was must-win. We didn't turn up though. So we've got to turn up, we've got to dust ourselves down. We've got to be ready to play 80 minutes the whole time.
Hugo, disappointing defeat. How do you assess that one?
Yeah, real gutting defeat. Valiant effort to try and come back, nearly got there, but just gave ourselves far too much work to do with a really poor first half. So credit to Blackheath, they were probably deserved winners just about, but we just got to dust ourselves off and go again now.
Were you shocked by how they came out of the traps just really fast in that first half?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's always a spicy game against Blackheath, local derby, they're always up for it. So, we expect them to come far and out of the blocks. They're fighting relegation as well, I think. So we were ready for it, but I just think our discipline was poor, weren't accurate enough, gave them some easy scores out wide, and in the end, too much of a mountain to climb to come back.
What was the message from KP and Millsy at the end?
The message was it's one of those things, in National 1, if you don't come up and give it, if you're not there physicality wise, if you're not there with something near your best performance, you can lose to anyone. So it's still in our hands. I think we're 5 points behind Caldy. Got a big game against them, with a game in hand, 5 points. Got a big game against them next week. So we've just got to dust ourselves down and come out firing against Caldy next week.
Would you describe that game against Caldy next week as a game that we have to win?
I think so now, yeah. I think we've had some disappointing away defeats in the last 4 to 6 weeks, but I think we've only lost once at home this year. Caldy coming to our place on the back of a phenomenal run should be an exciting encounter. And if we're serious about winning this league, I think we've got to win it. So we'll all be aiming for that for sure.